Good day, everyone, and welcome back. Winter changed me, but it didn't break me. I used to love winter. Now it feels so different. Winter, I don't just dislike it, I feel it. The cold doesn't just touch my skin anymore, it settles deep into my bones. And as I've gotten older, I've had to be more careful. Every step outside could be a slip and a fall, a real risk. So slowly, without even realizing it, I hibernate. But it wasn't always like that. When I was young, growing up on the farm, winter was fun. We had this big hill in one of the fields, and all of us kids would go tobogganing. Not like today. We didn't have those light plastic sleds. We had a big, heavy wooden toboggan, big enough for the three of us to get on. We had to wax the bottom so it made it slide faster or even just slide. And it was heavy. But oh, we had fun. We skated on the ponds. They were lumpy and even uneven, but to us, they were perfect. And the cold, I don't remember feeling it the way I do now. We would walk about a quarter of a mile sometimes through deep snow just to catch the school bus. The road wasn't always plowed. We wore rubber boots over our shoes. That's the type of boots my grandmother would buy us. And my grandmother, she made sure we were warm. She would knit our hats, our scarves, and sometimes she made mitts out of an old fur coat and warm socks. There were always plenty of warm wool socks on the farm. If this feels like your story too, you're not alone. Winter wasn't always easy. The cattle would have their calves, and sometimes things just didn't go well. Sometimes a cow wouldn't make it, and sometimes a calf would fall through the creek and not survive. Those were hard days, and even as children we felt that. Our farmhouse was heated by a wood cook stove, and somehow we were always warm. Even at night, when the fire would go out, there's something about sleeping in cold air under a pile of blankets that just feels right. I still sleep that way today. My bedroom window was broken, so when it snowed, you could wake up with snow on your bed. And the worst part of winter was the outhouse. We had no indoor plumbing on the farm. And let me tell you, that was cold. Even the water in the kitchen came from a hand pump that you had to pump for the water to come up. And some mornings, it would be frozen solid. The adults had to pour hot water down the pipe or the pump just to get it working again. And then spring would come. The snow would melt and turn everything into mud. So much mud that for a couple of weeks every year, we had to walk about a mile just to catch the bus. But March was special. The wind would come through and create this hard crust on the snow. And for a little while, we could walk anywhere across the fields on top of the snow without even sinking. Even my dad could walk on it. And now here I am. All these years later, winter feels different, heavier, colder, quieter. But then spring comes. April rain, May flowers. The trees begin to bud. The birds come back. Robins, the geese, the ducks, even the bears. They come out of their dens with their tiny cubs. And I realize I'm not so different because something in me starts to wake up too. The sun feels warmer. The air feels softer. And suddenly I have more energy, more life, more hope. I start thinking about planting, getting my hands in the dirt again, growing something after a long season of waiting. Maybe winter isn't just something we endure. Maybe it's a season of rest, of quiet, of surviving, because you can't bloom without first going through winter. Nature comes back to life, and so do I. This is my time now.